let's start standing today. Just because it's chilly and a little movement would be good. Separate your feet out to hips width distance or slightly wider. Soften in your knees. And you might just choose to stay there with a gentle bend, letting the breath come in and letting the breath go out. You can stay still or start to bounce a little bit. Because it's a cold morning, the bouncing provides the benefit of starting to warm the body. If you're feeling stiff in places, a bounce can be a nice way to sort of warm all these things. It can also be a place to find all your creaky floorboards. Now you can bounce in a sway from side to side or be perfectly still. You can keep that gentle bend in your knees and stay perfectly still with the bend in your knees. That will also create some warmth. Wherever you choose to go, close your eyes and feel your body wherever it is over the next 5 to 10 breaths. When you feel complete with the bounce, toe heel your feet out towards mats width distance if you're the short way across your mat, so slightly wider than hips width. Let your toes turn out, take a deep breath in. And with your exhale, bend your knees. So a little bit deeper, we're not coming into chair pose. Eventually we'll be coming down towards malasana or squat. If you'd like to preemptively set a block or even a tower of blocks underneath you to catch you, you can do that. But a little bend to start. Breathe in. And as you exhale, bend a little more. You can use your hands for support on your thighs, or as you're coming down, maybe your elbows. Take a breath in. And with your exhale, slowly lower your hips towards your blocks. And sit up tall. All right, little neck circles. So oftentimes when we lean the head back, we tend to crunch into the neck. So today, sit up as tall as you possibly can, and we'll contain the motion forward. So bring your left ear towards your left shoulder and pause. Breathe in. Take a quarter circle so your chin comes to your chest, and breathe out. Inhale your left ear back towards your left shoulder. Allow the right side of your neck to get longer, and if you want to add to it, you can let the right hand drop by your right hip. With your next exhale, bring the chin to the chest. We'll do this twice more, inhaling the left ear back to the left shoulder and maybe gently back in space. Exhale, chin to chest. One more time, inhale, left ear to left shoulder. Notice and pause here if your chest is sort of rounding in, and get tall again through the whole of your spine. so that when your left ear is moving towards your left shoulder, you feel a sense of lengthening, specifically on the outside edge of the neck, the right side of the neck. Breathe in. And breathe out. Okay. To come back to neutral this time, use your left hand on the left side of your face. Guide your head to center. And we'll pause for a moment. Sit up tall as you breathe in. And with your exhale, slide your right hand down to the inside edge of your right foot. And you can stay here or put your left hand on your left thigh and just start to look to the left. So you get a twist through the torso. You can stay right here or reach the left arm up and back if that feels good on the chest-shoulder junction. Breathe in. And breathe out. Inhale to get a little bit taller through the spine again. Exhale, and maybe you look a bit to the left. To come out, you'll come through center. Breathe in. And breathe out. Anchor down through your feet. Get as tall as you can through your spine. Breathe in, gently drawing your chin back towards your chest so the back line of your neck gets very long. And this time, you'll just gently lean the right ear towards the right shoulder. Pause for the breath in. And with your exhale, bring your chin ever so slightly towards your chest. Excuse me. Inhale, right ear towards right shoulder, lengthening through the left side of your neck. Exhale, chin to chest. And as you're moving through these, notice if anything through the spine is changing. Oftentimes when we change the neck, the ribs try to haul their way back. So it's the spine staying stationary or upright and supported, and you inhale the right ear to the right shoulder. And you exhale your chin to your chest. Let's give it 2 more. Inhale. And exhale. This time as you inhale, the right ear comes to the right shoulder. Pause. I forgot to mention, you can bring the left hand down by your left hip. We're pausing here for a little longer, so maybe you stay. Maybe you hug the chin ever so slightly back to make the length of the neck longer. Take 2 or 3 breaths to feel the sense of space, especially coming into your inhale, expansive, and your exhale. 1 more breath in. With your exhale, you can bring your left hand to your left knee. Use your right hand to guide your head to center. Deep breath in. And with your exhale, let your left hand slide down to the inside edge of your left foot. Your right hand can find your right knee. Get tall or upright again through the spine. And if your hand doesn't comfortably reach the floor, you feel like you're sinking, you can put a block under it or even hold at your ankle instead. This contact between the upper arm and the leg is helpful to roll the shoulders back as you look to the right. You breathe in. Maybe you stay here, maybe the right arm lifts. Finding 3 to 5 steady breaths. Keeping a long spine, letting your chest roll open to the right. Inhale and exhale. 1 more breath in. 1 more breath out. This time, inhale back to center. You can place your hands on your knees. And with your exhale, bring your hands down to the floor. And depending on which direction you're facing, you might need to adjust or change. But we'll come into table. And since I'm facing you, I'll have to turn sideways. So coming onto hands and knees, if you need extra cushion underneath your knees, grab a blanket or a towel. But we'll take some cat-cows. So on an inhale, arch through the spine, your chest lifts. On an exhale, you'll round up. And you can come forward and back as you arch and round or swivel the hips from side to side. Find a steady rhythm with your breath and let it inform your movements, whatever direction the movements happen to take on. So you breathe in and you breathe out. You can keep going with the cat-cow or bring your body down for a child's pose. Now, for child's pose today, set something underneath your forehead so that you can gently massage your brow. So whether that's a block or a ball. Bring your forehead to something. It could even just be the floor. And roll your head from side to side. When you feel complete with the rolling your head from side to side, take a breath in. And walk your hands over to the left so you get a gentle stretch along the right side body. Breathe in. And breathe out. To come out, you'll pass through center and come up into table, hands and knees. Don't worry, we'll do both sides. From here, find a long spine. Root through your palms or your fists, whatever feels best in your body. Take a breath in. And with an exhale, extend the left leg back behind you so the left foot comes in line with the right knee. You'll extend your left arm up if that feels okay. Now, if your wrist doesn't feel comfortable, you can always do this with some blocks underneath your right forearm. That's also fine. And if you're feeling feisty, you can play with lifting the left leg. But you don't have to. Let your breath come in and your breath go out. And because neck is our featured area today, you can drop your right ear towards your right shoulder and notice how that feels. Take a breath in. With an exhale, send your gaze down towards the floor. On your inhale, reach the crown of your head forward. And with your exhale, start to look up towards the ceiling. Take one more breath in. Oops. And with your exhale, you can reach through the left hand over to the left or even bend in the left knee to help yourself stand with the left leg extended and the right knee still down. Side body stretching is a nice way to clear space for the neck too. So oftentimes when we come into this shape, the left hip is higher, or the extended legs hip. Try to drop the left hip down, leveling off your hips as much as you can. Get tall through the in-breath. There we go. And we'll simply lean to the left. And press down through the sole of your left foot to stabilize. And you might feel some stuff integrate and turn on along the outside line of the left leg. This is good. You can stay. You can slide your left hand down your leg and reach the right arm high. That is great. Another option, if your neck is feeling like it wants extra support, is to use your right hand on your head and just keep your head comfortable. So if you catch it sort of dropping, you can use your hand to keep a little mindfulness there, a little extra bit of awareness. We'll take one more breath in. And one more breath out. On an inhale, you can use your hand to help guide your head up to center, or you can use your side body to come up. Breathe in. And with your exhale, you'll bend into your left knee, bring your hands down, and pivot towards your left foot. So we're setting up a lizard lunge. Now, there's lots of varieties of lizard lunge. You can get quite low in the hips by walking the right knee farther back. If that feels uncomfortable or you're off your cushion, you can move yourself. I also like to show this variation with the block and the bolster because it gives, I want to say, a more restful option. So you can create a ramp with your bolster and place your right hip, so the extended legs hip, on the bolster for extra comfort and support. And maybe you lean pretty extensively onto the bolster. Maybe you keep some weight in your hands. Maybe you're sort of in the middle somewhere. All of these things are just choices that you get to make. That's good. And you can keep adjusting it and playing with it until you find the spot that feels right for you. You can, of course, take this more actively by curling the back toes under and maybe rocking a bit forward and back. But we'll be here for about 8 more breaths, so choose something that's sustainable, whether it's active or more passive. When it's time to come out, tap the right knee down if it's not already there. Walk your hands back towards the right knee so that you can take the pressure out of the left knee or left foot and set the left foot down. You'll move the bolster out of the way. You'll slide your blocks out of the way. And we'll set up threaded needle. So from here in table, extend the right arm up and out through an in-breath. And as you exhale, you'll guide your right arm through and down. Now, a few variations, because I know shoulder and neck stuff is real. If your shoulder doesn't quite reach the floor, you can use a rolled up towel or blanket or even your bolster to sort of lift the floor up and bring your arm onto something. Now, oftentimes when you do that, though, you also need something for your head. Your hips stay roughly over the line of your knees. And you can stay here, or take your left arm behind your back for a half bind. Lots of choices. Let each choice be an opportunity to explore what makes sense for your body, rather than assigning value to any one choice. When you feel ready to come out, you'll press into your left hand to free your right. You can sweep the right arm back up or just set it down. Take an inhale to find your cow pose. On your exhale, round your way back for cat, all the way into child's pose. You can massage your brow for a moment, or if it feels nice to let the arms come back by your feet. This is a nice variation to take some pressure or strain off the shoulders and upper arms. When you're ready, you'll walk your hands in front of you and then bring them over to the right. So you get that same side body stretch, but this time on the second side. Press into your right hand. You can shift your hips ever so slightly to the left to make the left side body just a teeny bit longer. And breathe in and out. When you feel done, you'll walk your hands back to center. Come up into table, hands and knees. Take a breath in, lengthening out your back. With your exhale, extend the right leg behind you, letting the right foot be in line with the left knee. And you'll extend your right arm high. Yep. Now from here, keep your right foot in line with your left knee. Press through the outside blade of your right foot. Breathe in. And breathe out. Let your breath come in. And your breath go out. We'll do the same bit of play with the neck. So you can stay here, or you can let your head face down for a moment. Shrug your left shoulder back. Breathe in. And breathe out. Reach the top of your head forward as if it could reach the wall across the room from you. Breathe in. And on an exhale, you'll start to look up towards your top hand. One more inhale. You can use your top hand reaching back or your side body to help you come up to stand. But here we are on the left knee and the right foot now. Same, second side. Pause to make sure your left knee is happy. There's pressure there, so you can add extra cushion if need be. Settle your hips off and take a breath in. And if you notice that you're really hinging your bum back, try to stack your hips over the line of your left knee so the left hip is over the left knee. And from here, you might keep your hands on your hips and just start to lean to the right. You might slide your right hand down your right leg. You're welcome to reach the left arm overhead or use the left hand for extra support on your head. A little bit of mindfulness maybe to help you lean your head back. We have a tendency to sort of arch in. 3 breaths wherever you choose to be. One more breath in. With your exhale, use your side body strength and your left hand to help you back to center. Pause for a beat. You'll bend in your right knee, turn your right toes out, and walk your hands over to the right to find your way into lizard lunge on the second side. Now you can stay here, sort of upright with the chest. If you need to move your props back to have more room, or just to have all the props, you can do that. My props are behind me. So you're welcome to set up this bolstered ramp. That's a great option to allow this to be a bit more restorative or soft. And you can stay high, you can come low with the elbows on the bolster. Up to you. The active option is still there if you'd like to sort of lift your body up and create some strength around your hip flexors, but you might decide, you know what, I just want to keep this easeful today. So we have about 6 breaths. After your 6th breath, again, you're welcome to linger a little bit longer. When you're ready, you'll shift your weight back towards your left knee. Walk the right foot back until the right knee can come down. And we'll set up threaded needle on the second side. You'll probably need to move your props and shift some things around, no big deal. But from table, you'll extend the left arm out and thread the left arm under. Now you have the option to wrap the right arm behind your back. You have the option to do nothing. You have the option to add support as your body needs. When it's time to come up, press down into your right hand to guide your body back up. You can sit back towards your heels for a moment as we get all of the props ready for our next shape. So we'll be setting up side lying over a bolster with some extra support today so that we can play with adding a ball. So if you have a bolster, you'll grab it and run it across your mat. If you don't have a bolster, you can use rolled up blankets or even rolled up towels. Something to create a little bit of shape and support under your side body. So I like to keep an extra bit of something soft underneath my hips. You might prefer a little softness there as well. Now, we'll do the left side first. So the bolster is between your left hip and your left armpit. You'll bring your left arm down, and I have a block just past this shape, and you can see that it's not high enough. I'm gonna add a second block and a ball. So because there was a request for neck love, put a block on a block and a ball. And if that block is too tall, or if you only have one block, you can make it the medium height and try it that way with the ball on top. I had a student yesterday using a stack of books to find the right height for his body. So it's really a personal affair, finding the right spot for the ball, but also the right amount of height underneath the ball. Because even though the ball is digging into some tighter muscles on the lower side of your neck, just being here might be giving a stretch to the upper side of your neck. So try to balance those two things out and find a steady breath wherever you happen to land. You can take 3 to 5 breaths in one spot with that ball and then change the spot. Some folks like to find little subtle motions of rocking a bit forward and back along the ball. And it's not a very big action, just a little bit of movement, a teeny bit of movement is enough. If the ball placement ever starts to feel painful, you have to take a breath, but then move or shift. Particularly with some of the firmer balls, I'm using a lacrosse ball. If it starts to feel like too much, just shift. If it starts to feel like too much, that's the body telling you it's going to start resisting. And we're taking this in a passive shape, in a passive way today. So if you feel your body starting to resist, give it the support it needs instead, pushing it into a place. When you feel complete with the ball, take a moment in the soft variation of side lying. You can stay here and feel the space across your right side rib cage. perhaps a little more pronounced by reaching the right arm overhead. We'll take 10 more or 12 more breaths without the ball. So there can be even more ease. When you feel done, you'll bring your right hand to the bolster or to the floor and press down to sit yourself up. And we'll simply switch sides. So you can roll to the other side. I'm going to shift everything around so that I can still see you. Well, see those of you on the Zoom anyway. So, same. Grab your ball, your blocks, your bolster. Set your right side body over the top. And if you need a little or want a little extra cushion between your knees, I recommend a rolled up blanket or even a second bolster. But once you're here, you'll set the ball somewhere along the side of your neck. And it can take a couple of moments or a couple of pauses and resets to get the ball into the place that feels like the best fit for you. And you can move in and out of that spot or be perfectly still. You're welcome to keep the ball in one spot if that feels best in your body, or you can keep repositioning it and looking for something, a different release, a different spot. You can keep working with the ball if that's compelling for your body right now, or you can find the passive variation of the shape as your body feels ready, taking the left arm to a place that's comfortable, maybe over your head, maybe by your side still. To balance out the other side, we have about 5 more breaths. If this shape is feeling very peaceful and you prefer to stay longer, you have that option. As we wind down towards Shavasana, these more easeful poses might be good stopping points. Just start to feel and integrate chill, restorative asana. Or put more simply, the experience of rest in the body. You can stay. When you're ready to move, you'll bring your right hand to the your left hand to the bolster. Press down. And to transition this time, assuming you have all the extra props you want or need, we'll simply come into supported fish. It looks like I need another blanket though. So you could roll straight onto your back and use the blocks to catch your head. If you'd like to have something underneath your knees, I'll recommend some folded up blankets or some more blocks, and I'll show you why or how in just a moment. But you'll lean your upper body back and let your head catch the support. And if it doesn't feel like enough or you want your head to be higher, just get extra support, extra blankets, extra blocks, whatever you need. You can come into butterfly shape with your feet, or if that doesn't feel like enough support, you can keep the soles of your feet on the ground and let your knees knock together. Let your breath come in and your breath go out. And you can have your arms out. You can have your body in any way that feels most supportive and most nurturing. So if you need to adjust it after you've been in the pose for a few moments, take a moment to do that so that you get the rest and support that your body wants. Here we go. This will be our last pose before Shavasana. And you're welcome to stay here instead of Shavasana. This can be a really nice, cozy shape. If and when you're ready to go to final rest, that could be in 5 minutes, that could be not at all, that could be right now. You'll bring the soles of your feet to the ground first. Then use your feet to roll you to a side and your hands to help you come up. Now, to set up Shavasana today, we'll take side lying, since we've done some side lying. Traditionally, it's done on the left side, with the left side body down. I'm going to demo on the right just because that's the side that I'm already facing. But you're welcome to turn yourself so that your left side is the down side. You'll put blocks underneath your bolster so that your bolster is roughly the height of your pelvis. Then extend your lower leg, so your left leg out, and let your right knee come right up on top of the bolster. If you need extra support or just different support, like if you're cold and want a blanket, grab that. if you need to change the height of whatever it is that's under your head so that your head can be more in line with your shoulder, with more in line with your neck, you can also do that. Take a few moments to really get yourself situated in a way that's comfortable and supportive for you right now. When it's time to come out, you'll take a breath in and a breath out. Take 2 or 3 more breaths, just assessing where you are in space, how you feel in space, and what feels like the easiest way to get up. When you feel compelled to move, you'll press your left hand into the floor. You can also move the bolster out from under, your right hand. You can move the bolster out from under your right knee and come up to seated as you're ready. Find something comfortable to sit on, like a blanket or a tower of blankets. Whatever gives your pelvis some extra support is good. There we go. Let your hands land somewhere on your thighs. Sit up tall, breathe in. Exhale through your mouth. If it helps your body to feel its way back, you can do a little shift from side to side in your hips or even in your neck. Just starting to feel this uprightness waking you back up. And take a deep breath in. Exhale through the mouth. One more time. Inhale. Now exhale through the mouth. Land one hand on top of the other at the center of your chest. And acknowledge whatever it was that got you to your mat this morning. A sense of purpose, groundedness, connection, whatever it was. And take a breath in. And out. From that space in you that sets and creates intentions and moves towards them, we'll bow to each other, acknowledging one another in practice. May all beings be peaceful. Thank you all so much for sharing practice.